Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be something slightly new. I'm going to do my week in reefing. So everything that I've done to the fish tank this week, I'm going to film and I'll show you what I'm doing. And that way you can sort of see how I'm running the system. So if you want to see how I run my reef tank, please subscribe and then I'll try and do these videos weekly. Okay, the first thing I did is frag the corals that I wanted to frag. So these are the sort of higher end corals. I fragged the PC Rainbow and the Pink Lemonade, also a Golden Draw Dropper and the Rainbow Planet. And this is so I can have multiple colonies. I'll then fill up the gaps and I'll place them next to their opposite sort of colours so I can have a really nice SPS tank. I didn't get much filming of me actually doing it, but I used the sandwich method. So I'd use a little bit of super glue, then the putty, then a little bit more of super glue, especially on the ones that are standing up. On the ones that are sort of laying down, I just put a little bit of glue on them. And that's what they look like in the tank. It's a little bit more of a close-up. You can see the ones that are standing up, they've got a little bit more support with the putty. And these are the ones that I did before. So these ones were fragged a while ago now. They're the strawberry shortcakes, a golden jaw dropper, a frog skin, and a rainbow loom. And they've been well rested and ready to go now. You can see they're fully encrusted onto the disc. This has been a couple of days now, and you can see that the polyps are already out and they're doing really well. So, you know, I don't really lose any frags when I do this. Water changes. I'm going back to smaller water changes. So I'm going to do 20 litres a week. I know this is very small, but this is just so I can remove the detritus off the bottom of the tank. You'll see in a minute how much detritus that I get off the bottom of the tank. I don't always use the measuring scales to measure the salt. I know that 3 of these is exactly what I need, but I'm just using the scale so I can show you how I did it and how I measured how much I need from the cups. So this is exactly 800 grams, goes into 20 litres of RODI water. I'm going to give it a mix and leave it for about an hour, give it another mix, and it'll be good to go into the tank. Being it's such a small water change, I don't worry about a heater as it won't make much difference into 500 litres of water. This salt mix is really clean. There's no residue on the bottom of the bucket. And you can see now, this is what I took out the tank. Okay, that's the sort of detritus that I've just removed from the bottom of my tank. I thought my flow was very good, but there's 2 pockets of detritus that I can suck up, and that's sort of what I'm removing. And then with the skimmer there, what I'm removing, it's quite a lot going out. This week I'm not going to fully clean the skimmer, I'm just going to empty the cup at the top and then go back to doing it sort of every couple of weeks. So you can see the benefit of having such a small water change, the amount of detritus that I can remove. Obviously now I'm taking out stuff that's been skimmed over the week, and then the roller mat as well. You can see how dirty that is. It's a lot going out of the fish tank, which is good. So you can see my export is quite a lot in this reef tank. So if I cut down my feedings slightly, then my phosphate and nitrate should be coming down. They're still pretty high, and I'll show you at the sort of end of the video how high they are. I was asked the flow rate going through my UV, so I thought I would just do a quick little video and see how the flow rate's going. So I timed it. It roughly was about 40 seconds to fill up 1 litre. So I worked that out. It's just over 100 litres an hour. I don't know if this is good. I'm going to have to look into it. So, or put in the comments below if I need to reduce this or speed this up. But at the moment, it is doing a good job of keeping the algae out of my tank. So I'm just going to leave it where it is at the moment. And that's the beauty of these style of videos. I was asked the question in the comments, so I just put this video together. I've topped up my 2-part dosing solutions, and my pH is 8.3 and temperature is 25. This is about midday now, so that's quite good for my pH. I'm not dosing any calc to keep my pH that high. It's just all coming from the 2-part solution. Okay, moving on to testing. I test most weeks, but the most important thing to test is obviously salinity, and I do that weekly. My auto top off is done by a dosing pump now, so I just really want to make sure that my salinity is bang on, and that is the most important element, because if you get your salinity wrong, then everything else is out as well, and my salinity always sits around 35. So checking my nitrate and phosphate, my nitrate is sitting at 25 and my phosphate is sitting at 0.12. I like using the Salifert test kits. They're not the most accurate test kits in the world, but they're very consistent, and that's what you need when you're doing your testing. I haven't done an ICP test in the last 6 months, so I thought it was time to do an ICP test. I haven't done one on this tank yet as well, because this is still quite a new tank. If you remember, we're probably only coming up to about 3 months now. So yeah, it's time to send one off. I basically just fill these files up, put the sticky labels on and send them through the post. Don't forget to write down the code as well, or go online and put the code in to Reef's Elements before you send them away. Otherwise they won't know whose test it is. While I was registering these samples, I had a look at my previous test, and 6 months ago my nitrate and phosphate was super high. Six months ago, yeah, my nitrate was sitting at 40 and my phosphates were at 0.27. And for an SPS dominated tank with Acropora, this shouldn't really work, but it just shows you how resilient that the corals are, and you can keep these SPS in slightly higher nutrient tanks. And a lot of sort of fish shops and people blame that their nutrients are super high, and that's why they're losing their corals. And I don't think that's the case all of the time. It's probably more likely pests that you can't see, and you're just losing corals that way. But it gets blamed a lot on high nutrients and high phosphates and high nitrates, because they're not really understood. And it's just because we've always thought that they have to be low, that you know, they're the first things to blame when a coral goes, when probably it's something like white bugs and you just can't see them, and they're just destroying your tank and your acros over time slowly. Don't get me wrong, I don't want my nitrates and phosphates to sit super high. I'd rather them be a little bit lower. Ideally, I'd want them around 0.1 for phosphates and about 10 for nitrates, and I'd be happy with them about that sort of level. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. Next week, I'll probably do it on my ICP results and see what the score is with that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.